One thing that I deeply admire about you, it's your willingness to try new things with like this 100% abandon, which I love.
I love that. If you did something that was a mistake, you will take 100% responsibility. And I've done this with you where I would come to you and be like, babe, I need you to listen. This is how I feel. No matter how hard it is, you will listen and you will apologize for your part. You take full responsibility for the mistake.
Welcome back to part 2 of this week's episode of the Interracial Couple Podcast as we continue our journey through week 15 of the Lover's Journal, a guided journal for couples that leads us and helps map our path towards greater love and harmony and healthier relationships. And we've just been discussing things that we admire about each other. A great thing to try it at home. If you are in a relationship, think about something that you really admire about your lover, your partner, your husband, wife, spouse, an ex even. Like, what is something you deeply admire? And to bring that in the way of gratitude. So here we are in week 15. One of the prompts is write down a compliment for your lover and tell it to them.
Yeah, so you want to tell it to me?
I would be glad to. As I mentioned, one of the things that I deeply admire about you is how you show up 100% in your life. Like when we think back on you, or know that you're like 100% not a morning person.
Yeah.
So for a while ago, you made really emphatically, I'm not doing this. I'm not getting up early. This is ridiculous. It's not when I'm at my best. I am 100% committed to getting up whenever I want, and then I will work as late as I need to. You did that 100%. And now you're doing the exact opposite 100%.
I remember that.
And I'm saying this is like as a compliment. It's really important that one thing could be like, well, you used to say you were not a morning person and now you are a morning person. Or there could be this kind of like, well, just pick what you are or, be how you're going to be or whatever. But the way that you commit 100% and then you're willing to commit 100% to something that's like the opposite, I think that, at least in my mind, there's a part of me that says, well, if you committed to one thing 100% and then you go commit to the opposite thing 100%, it's like it cancels it out. It's like now you're at 0%.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, no, I think that's you. It makes it like now 200%. You are willing to really jump in and say, you know what, I'm going to go in 100% on this. And then I'm going to go in 100% on this other thing with a real willingness to be like, I'm not trying to prove myself right. I'm trying to just continue to explore and have fun and try new things. Life is long. Let's enjoy it. And so, boy, it just makes life a real enjoyable adventure with you. Thank you for being such an amazing partner.
Thank you for that compliment. And I do have a hard time hearing compliments.
Were you blushing just now?
I was blushing, but I was also really committed, as you said, 100% to accepting and receiving that compliment. Some friends a couple months ago gave me a compliment and then I said, but, and then she was like, just take it. It just doesn't come all the time. And I was like, it just really hit me hard to just hear her say, just take the compliment, and I've been taking the compliments in. So thank you.
Yeah, nice. But now it's my turn.
So the other thing that I love about you is that people can say shit and hard things to you. Like I've had people call you and on your shit and you fully take responsibility for it. Like you will listen. And if you did something that was a mistake, you will take 100% responsibility. And I've done this with you where I would come to you and be like, babe, I need you to listen. Like, this is how I feel. And you're like, you will, no matter how hard it is, you will listen and you will apologize for your part. You take full responsibility for the mistakes.
Oh,
so
thank you.
You're welcome.
Glad to be there for you. In closing for today, how can you show up more authentically for your lover this week? And this is a real great one for everyone listening today, is really this question of how can I show up more authentically for my lover? If you're not with a lover, or you don't have a spouse or a significant other or whatever, you can actually, how can I show up more authentically for someone in my life?
Or for yourself.
Or it could be yourself. It could be a parent. It could be a child. It could be yourself. It could be a friend. It could be a coworker. There are times certainly where I can be dismissive of somebody because I've already pegged them for how I think they are. My mom is this way. My dad's that way. My brother is this way. My sister-in-law is that way. And to say, you know what, I actually want to meet you today really authentically. And so for me, the way I want to show up more authentically for you this week is, I'm just going to tell you, I had my meditation this morning.
Yeah.
A lot of times, for anyone who meditates, a little bit or a lot knows that there are times, or most of the time, somewhere in that department, where your mind is just racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and you're like, oh yeah, breathe. And then you breathe, like get through half a breath, and then you're already on to the next thing. And today I had like a few minutes of this just true feeling of presence. And I wasn't needing to even use my breath to remind me to be present. I was just present. And it felt so good. And I was like, I want to bring that type of presence that I felt this morning into my relationship with you this week, into the way I've listened, into the way that I show up for you.
I have to say that is one of the reasons I fell in love with you, was how present you would be. And the other compliment I actually forgot is that you would be present and you have these sexy eyes and you'd just be looking at me because you were there. And I would just be like, ooh, I want this guy.
Well, let's be honest. You had to look at my eyes because I had a big, huge, like Wyatt Earp mustache, and she hates mustaches. So she's like focusing so much on my eyes, and so I was able to hypnotize her.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you to take the compliment in that you have really sexy eyes and gorgeous eyes.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on. So for me this week, I am going to commit to listening to you. I am the talker in this relationship. And I guess like most women are the talkers in their relationship. But this week, I'm going to commit to listening more and talking less. Help me, God. Yeah, that's my commitment to you.
Okay, we'll check in next week and see how we did on our commitments. That'll be fun. And for everyone listening, we urge you to just really bring that into question for this week. And if you have some great insight that you would like to share, always make sure to reach out to us, info@loversunlimited.co. You can, of course, DM us at Journal for Lovers on Instagram. You can email us info@loversunlimited.co.
where you can go and check out the Lover's Journal and get one for yourself and for your lover.
And there you have it. Have an amazing and powerful week full of love. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.